Reconstructed Dreams Volume 1, Dream 1, dated January 1st, 2007, The Campground Events. I do not own the rights to any video or images used in my videos. This is the first recorded dream. This dream happened at the campground I worked at during this time. Stony Haven Campground had over 100 campsites that was seasonal. In my dream, I was near the bathhouse about midway into the camp, and I was just hanging out waiting for my friends to show up. I leaned up against the wooden railing as I waited. 20 minutes of waiting, they finally showed up. Greetings with hugs and started talking about the place. After we began our walk down the hill towards the cabins that led to the back rustic area, we realized the skies were getting dark. Other people were walking next to us as they headed towards their tent deep into the woods. Soon the wind began to pick up, and we could tell there was a storm brewing above us. My friend suggested that we begin our way back before we get caught up in a terrible storm. I nodded, and we started to turn back. As I did so, I looked into the distance and noticed the sky getting really dark. Soon a funnel shape was beginning to form, and I froze. I slowly began to walk backwards. My friend grabbed me by the sleeve and said with concern, "Hurry, we must get out of here." I snapped out of it, and we began to hurry. Soon we heard screams from other people. As I continued to run, I noticed a child on the ground who was screaming for his mother. I quickly bent over and picked him up and ran. We were able to get away fast enough before the tornado touched the ground. Soon the child pointed me to where his mother would be, and I took him there. I then quickly took him to where they were, and they ran towards him, gripping him, thanking me for making sure he was safe. I then told them to take shelter, and they ran towards the camper and got underneath it. I then turned and looked back, and could see the tornado tearing up the ground, ripping up trees and destroying cabins as it climbed the hill. I quickly looked around, and the first thing I did was run towards the bathhouse. I opened the women's bathroom and yelled at the women that were in there and told them to stay in here. It didn't make sense. They didn't seem to have heard me at all. It seemed as if I wasn't even there. Soon they just continued doing what they were doing, and then the power went out. As I continued to stay there in that same spot, the loud noises got closer. Within a few minutes, everything was silent, and the lights came back on. When the lights came back on, I noticed that none of the females that were in the bathhouse were there, and everything looked different. Like the original paint job on the inside wasn't the same. I pushed myself up, and I pushed the door open, and I walked outside, and you would not believe it. It looked as if nothing ever happened, like a tornado never came. Not a touch of rain hit the ground. The sky was sunny, and everybody was outside playing, having a good time. It didn't make sense. Happened to notice that the owner of the campground was there, and I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, why isn't everybody running? Wasn't there a storm here?" And he brought to my attention that 50 years ago, when the campground originated, that there was a bad storm, and a lot of people died that day. It was under different management, and apparently the dream I had was an event that took place several years ago. And then I woke up.